Welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex. Today we're looking at a paper from the Hugging Face trending list, published on January 14th, 2026, just yesterday. It introduces DeepResearchEval, a fully automated framework designed to generate complex research tasks and evaluate agent performance, finding that while Gemini 2.5 Pro leads in overall quality, Manus achieves the highest factual accuracy at over 82%. The paper is titled DeepResearchEval, an automated framework for deep research task construction and agentic evaluation. And as we'll see later, the analysis uncovers a consistent gap where agents struggle significantly more with task-specific constraints than with general instructions. And for those interested in the implementation, the authors have shared their code on GitHub. Figure 1 visualizes this performance split across two key metrics. The upper bar chart ranks the systems by overall quality, covering dimensions like insight and structure, where Gemini 2.5 Pro takes the lead with a score of 8.51. Moving to the lower chart, which isolates factual correctness, the story changes. Here, the Manus model achieves the highest accuracy at roughly 82%, demonstrating that a system can excel at fact-checking, even if it scores lower on general report quality. Table 1 contextualizes these results by comparing the framework against existing benchmarks like Mind2, Web2, and Report Bench. While several earlier systems support report generation, the checkmarks in the final two columns reveal a critical gap in the field. DeepResearchEval, shown in the bottom row, is the only solution that integrates both adaptive evaluation dimensions and active fact verification. This unique combination allows it to verify claims even when citations are missing, a capability that static benchmarks lack. Alright, Figure 2 illustrates the three-stage pipeline used to construct these high-quality research tasks. It starts in the top left with persona synthesis, generating 50 distinct user profiles across 10 domains, such as health and software, to ensure variety. Then, the task construction phase uses these personas to generate complex assignments, enforcing requirements like multi-round search and analytical depth. Finally, the task filtering stage on the right validates these candidates, applying qualification and search necessity filters to guarantee that every task truly requires deep research. So, once the agents generate reports based on those tasks, Figure 4 details the framework's two-part evaluation pipeline. The top panel illustrates the adaptive point-wise quality evaluation, which assesses the report not just on standard metrics like coverage and clarity, but also on dynamically generated task-specific dimensions that tailor the grading rubric to the unique requirements of each assignment. Meanwhile, the bottom panel outlines the active fact-checking process. Here, a dedicated agent extracts key statements from the input report and conducts independent web searches to verify them, ultimately assigning labels of right, wrong, or unknown to ensure factual accuracy. Table 3 presents the detailed quality breakdown generated by that evaluation pipeline. The rows rank the systems by average score, and you can see Gemini 2.5 Pro at the bottom, securing the lead with an overall 8.51. It dominates across the board, posting a 9.2 in coverage and a massive 9.7 in instruction following. However, look at the final column on the right, labeled Task. Scores here drop significantly for every single model. Even the top performer falls to an 8.0. This confirms the task-specific gap, showing that agents find it much harder to satisfy unique, dynamic constraints than to meet general writing standards. Well, while the previous table focused on subjective quality, Table 4 shifts to factual reliability. The rows are sorted by the ratio column, which tracks the percentage of verified correct claims. Manus sits at the bottom, securing the top spot with over 82% accuracy. But look at the statements column. It reveals a strategy difference. Gemini 2.5 Pro outputs nearly 87 statements, while DeepSeek produces only 25, staying safe by saying less. Finally, the last two columns show unknown counts are consistently higher than wrong counts, meaning models are more likely to make unsupported claims than to state outright falsehoods. Wrapping up, this work highlights that report quality and factual accuracy remain distinct challenges, with Gemini 2.5 Pro leading in structure while Manus dominates verification. Crucially, the observed task-specific gap demonstrates that agents still struggle to follow bespoke constraints compared to general writing rules. This implies that future benchmarks must be dynamic rather than static to truly test system reliability. That's it for this episode of the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex. Thanks for listening.